My gosh, hi Tulip for Drip. You're the first one in today. You're lit. What level of lit are we at? Have you reached the peak yet? Or just starting? Can you be lost? Oh, awkward. Hello, Adam. Welcome back. Oh, what the hell? What did you do that you got timed out for 1 minute from? What did you post? Is it the emo? What the fuck? The bot timed you out for 1 minute. Feel it. It's chillin', it's chillin'. Hi, Devontae. How's everybody else doing? How are you guys doing? Feel it, Adam and Devontae. What you guys been up to? Tell me I'm your baby, baby. Tell me I'm your baby, baby. I got some dumplings on the stove, so I gotta keep an eye on it. Another 5 minutes. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. I'm no baby, baby. Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck is up, my people? Why'd you all suddenly go quiet?
I mean, 4 female Ghostbusters? The feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin. I mean.
Wow.
Hello? Oh, that's the wrong one. This one.
Wow.
No! That's back to the screen.
Wow.
Wait, this one. Hello. Hello, Noited. How you feeling? Want me to be... That was cooked. You're cooked. He's also adrenaline today. Ooh, you're gonna be sleeping. Sleeping a lot. Yep. What's good? Guys, I have a 6:30 call time tomorrow, which means I have to leave by 5:30. No way, but beforehand, actually, I should leave by like no later than 5:15, which means I have to get up at 4 a.m. So you have me for 1 hour and 1 hour only. Sunday salty stream. Yeah, limited time only though, Jay. 1 hour and what, no longer. Why do you keep, what does the bot keep timing you out for? How do I untime you out? No, I just added a timeout onto you. No, what? How do I remove the timeout? The bot keeps timing Tulip for drip out. The new bot I added on Kik. I think because of the emotes. It thinks the emotes are spam. Take away the timeout. Okay. Alright. I don't know why it's doing that. It's a new bot. I need to like fiddle with it. Hi Ramp Rowdy, how you doing? How you doing? How's everybody doing? So remind me in like 3 minutes to check on the stove. I got some dumplings steaming. Just finished washing my hair. Run it back. Are you trying to get timed out now? Oh! You just got timed out for 22 minutes. Dude, don't make me unmanually time you out every time. And I can't be fucked to deal with the bot right now. I'm only live for an hour. I'll fix it at a later date. You add some cats. Excellent. This could be our thing. I don't want to be a babysitter, bro. That's why I have a bot in the first place, so I don't need to do things. Jay, what have you been up to? Jay, what have you been doing? How's the political and economic state of the UK going? I'm waiting for more people to come so I don't have to repeat myself and explain where I've been for the last 2 weeks. Same old TBH. Cool. That's my weekend bin streamer. Weekend bin catching up on shit. Got my Masseter Botox yesterday. Then saw my parents. Hang out there for a bit. Came home, napped because I was so tired from the past few days. Catching up with sleep. And today I was doing like just the stuff around the house I've been neglecting because I've been like here for like a week. Ugh. You left? I did. I just got busy. I think I've been working. What? What kind of whale? No, yeah, because it's because it's botcha, it's not botulism, it's something like it, toxin. Botox is short for botulinum toxin or something. Botox. Botulinum toxin type A. And then it's just the first 3 letters of each. Botox. Botulinum toxin type A. Hi, Esol. Long time no see. Hi, Jace. Feels like home. Well, by the bacteria, no, but it's not the same bacteria. They do medicine things to it. They culture it or whatever. It's not the same strain. It's the same bacteria, but they, do whatever science shit to it. Want me to swim out and ask it tomorrow? Yeah, do that. But it's not where the name comes from. The name comes from the derivative of it, which is botulinum. Botulinum. Not botulism. Botulinum toxin. Absolutely destroy, fix his sleep schedule. I can tell you in 5 hours. I cannot fix it because let me go check the stove real quick and I'll be back. I'll tell you when I'm back. Yeah, I reckon we got another 5 minutes. Right, so what's happened in the last 2 weeks? Let me fill you in. You got me for 1 hour today, 1 hour only. Because I have to get up at 4 a.m. Your girl has been working on the new Street Fighter movie. Yeah. Yeah. So the new Street Fighter movie, they're filming it in Australia. Some American, Paramount or whatever, I don't know whoever's doing it. But they're filming it here in Australia. You know the game Street Fighter SR? They're making another movie about the video game Street Fighter. And they're filming in Australia, and I've been working on it. And I wish, Jays, what actually one scene there's took a bit of creative choice there. But it's been fucking 13-hour days. They've been calling me at like 6:30 a.m. A call time is like your shift, right? Like what time they call you to like start. So my call time tomorrow morning is 6:30 a.m. So I have to be there by 6:30 a.m. Which means I have to be in the car by 5:15 at the latest. Which means I have to get up at 4 a.m. to get ready. Anyway, so yeah, I've been working like 13 plus hour days and then plus, about 3 hours either side to get ready and to get there and back. And oh my god. Like it's pretty, I do love being on production sets. I do like to see how everything works. But oh my god, this has been the most understimulating gig yet today. Can I get Ken's and Rue's signatures? I am Ken Masters fangirl. That is pretty much who I am. I wear red, and I'm a diehard fan because I have a backstage pass. I'm in the backstage scenes sometimes, behind the arena when they're having like their pre-comp fucking dialogue. I don't know. But I'm out there in the front of the crowd when they're fighting in the arena, and I'm wearing all red because Ken's red, and I'm like, Ken, I fucking love you, Ken, marry me, Ken. That's me. So watch out for that in the fucking room. Watch out for me screaming in the fucking crowd. I think I got that because I've already got red hair, so they put me on his team. And but it's like so fucking boring because like every fucking scene's the same thing. It's just cheering. It's just a bunch of cheering. There's only like 100 of us because why pay for many people when you can pay for less people and just make them do more work, right? so basically if you watch the movie, there's gonna be like fucking 15 versions of me somewhere in the crowd because I just keep moving around and fucking cheering for Ken. But it's the most fucking understimulating thing because I have not done anything different except for cheering. 13 hours a day for the last like week, and I got 2 more days this week. I'm fucking just going, go Ken, kill that man, kill him! But there is a scene there is a scene with 50 Cent plays Balrog, and there's a scene where he's fighting Ken. I think I can't like spoil anything, right, obviously, but I think how the story is gonna work is that we're following I think Ken is like the main character, and we're kind of following him into the world of Street Fighter, because he's in like every scene, Ken. So anyway, Balrog and Ken are fighting, and there's a scene there's like between round 2 and 3 or something of their fight, they're sitting on their respective corners of the ring, having a little shit talk to each other, right? You know, taunting each other, and I'm underneath. I'm underneath 50 Cent's feet. I'm between his legs, okay? Because it's like a stool, right? They're on they sit on like these benches, so you can see my face in his bench between his legs. Okay, so look out for this. Look out for this. They better use this clip. They better use this angle, because unless they try, because you do every scene from a million different angles, right? But if they do it from the front on angle, you'll be able to see my face under his chair. And then I got the guy next to me, right? Because I'm obviously a Ken girly. I'm in all red. And so Barrel comes over, and the guy next to me is in blue, which is Balrog's color. So you'll see me grab him by the collar and start shaking, being like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, Ken is the best!" And then I like toss him away, and then I start like flipping off 50 Cent, because I'm like, "Fuck you, Ken's gonna fuck you up, Ken's gonna kill you." So look out for that. Look out for that in the movie, alright? That better make the cut. That's my one contribution as a background character. Everything else I didn't really care. I was just going, yeah, whoa, yeah, whatever. Because, what else? But that one moment when the AD, the assistant director, there's many assistant directors, I don't know, they all have numbers, whatever. I think he's 83, I don't know. The guy that coordinates the background people. He came up because he was like, we need someone to fill this space, because no one was standing there, because obviously it was behind a seat, so people were like not filling in that area. And he was like, someone stand here, because we'll see this area. So I went and stood there and was like, oh yeah, you can see me under here. And he was like, yeah, you can, look. And he showed me the screen. He showed me the monitor. They all carry around little monitors. He's like, look, you can see your face really clearly here, so stay there. That's like prime spot. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I'm gonna make the most of this. I saw the framing. I saw that my face was recognizable. So I gave it my all, and that little bitch shaking the man beside me, going, fuck yeah! So watch out. Watch out. Look out for that. I think it's between round 2 and round 3 of their fight, and they're having a bit of shit talk with each other. I'm between 50 Cent's legs, okay? I also had a 1-sentence exchange with 50 Cent, and I think I weirded him out. I had one chance to converse with him, and I think I weirded him out. Check stove, thank you. Nearly jumped on stage. Don't burn the food. No. It's here. Keep the lid on it for a bit to keep it steaming. Ooh. Yeah, I think I weirded him out. Unintentionally. I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even trying because I'm a professional. Yeah, you know, I've been doing this shit, these gigs since I was 14, right? So it's very ingrained in me that you don't speak to main cast unless they speak to you first, because like everyone's here to work. It's a workplace environment. You don't want to be harassing people just because they're famous, you know, like they're here to work, and you'll get kicked off set and whatnot, you know, like it's respecting. You're all here to work, get shit done. You're just happy to be in their presence, right, and observe. So you don't talk to cast unless they talk to you, right? And so, and you keep it brief. And so, like I was saying, when that AD was talking about, like, we need someone to fill the space, he was like, we need to fill the space under the seat, you know, because you'll be seen. And I made a joke, and I was like, oh, yeah. Like, you're gonna see me so that, okay, hold on, there's a role called a stand-in. And a stand-in is like a body double for the main cast, so that they don't have to waste their time sitting around on set while the lighting and camera angles and all that get adjusted. So they have a person that they pay minimum wage that looks like the main cast member, you know, same height, same skin color, similar features. And they get them to stand there while they adjust the lights and the camera angles and whatever to make sure everything's right before they call in the main cast person to come take their place. So the stand-in was sitting on the bench where 50 Cent was meant to be, right? And so and this was happening while the AD was like, you know, come stand here. We need someone to, you know, be under the seat or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, so you can see me between his legs. And I start like shaking my head like under this chair, like woo. And then he comes up in the morning. He's like, yeah, see, look, we can see you. You stay there. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll stay between this guy's legs. And so we're talking about the frame. So then there was like, you know, a person either side of me, whatever. And we're like yapping away while we're waiting for the scene to undergo. And talking about how we're gonna fight underneath this guy, underneath the chair and whatever and stuff, right? Planning our thing and how we're gonna fight underneath his legs, okay? Then 50 Cent starts walking over to take his place, and as he's walking over, he like looks down at us because obviously we're the closest in his vicinity. We're like, you know, 40 centimeters away, right? Less than a meter, right? We're very close proximity. And so like, you know, I just kind of like smile as he walks over, like, you know, politely like nod, and he like nods back to us in the vicinity and goes, hey, what are you guys doing down there? And I didn't think, I just automatically replied, because, you know, when someone asks like, you know, how are you, what are you doing, I just respond. I just respond, like I'm just answering your question. So he goes, hey guys, what are you guys doing down there? And I was like, oh, nothing much, I'm just hanging out between your legs. And it didn't click until the people next to me started laughing. And I was like, oh no! Oh no! That's not... He doesn't have the context! He doesn't have the context that we were just talking about, how the framing of the shot is between the stand-in's legs. And now it's gonna be his legs. Because he's swapping. And I was like, oh. I was like, ooh. And he just kind of like silently like took his seat. I don't know if he actually properly heard me or not, because he didn't respond, and I was like, I wasn't gonna say anything else. Once I realized what I said, I was like, ooh. I'm gonna just cop it, I'm gonna just be quiet, no more talking. Because he was already like walking to sit down. So it was kind of like this, right? Like if that's the seat, he was walking up and he's like, "Hey guys, what are you guys doing down there?" And like taking a seat as I responded. So he wasn't looking at me when I replied. Like he was already turning to sit down as I was like, "Nothing much, just hanging out between your legs." So I don't know if he actually properly heard me or if he did and he just chose to ignore it, and I'm fine with that. Valid response. But then everyone started laughing and I was like, "Oh my god, stop laughing, you're making it worse, you're prolonging it. You're prolonging it." You're prolonging it, and they just kept laughing. I was like, "Stop." And then one guy next to me was like, "So much for hello, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's what I always say on stream." But anyway, he was like going to the days of like, "Hello, how are you?" And I was like, "You're so right, bro. You're so right." But then I think 50 Cent heard that guy say something. I don't know if he heard exactly what he said, but he turned around, maybe thinking that he was talking to 50, and turned around and like asked him like, "What is he wearing?" And what, or like, no, if he owned the shirt he was wearing or something. And 50 was like, and then the guy next to me was like, "No, this is costumes." Like, what? But and that was like the extent of our exchange. But nevertheless, I spoke to 50 Cent and I waited him out. But catch me between his legs in the film. It would be funny if he did hear it. If he ever brings this up on like a press tour or something. Imagine if they talk about this on a press tour for the movie and he's like, "Yeah, there was some weird I was working with someone on set and they made a comment about being between my legs. I thought that was kind of weird." Did they call him Curtis or Mr. Jackson? The first AD called him Curtis, and a lot of other people called him 50. Hi, jealous sissy boy. You think you're a freak? That's okay, that's valid. You know what? But then I found out he kind of a freak later. He made a weird comment to some of the extras. Because since it's an arena, right? It's like similar to like a boxing ring, right? Like it's a fight ring. They have two girls playing ring girls, with the scorecards that walk around the ring in like leotards and fishnet tights with holding up the boards that say like round 1, round 2, blah blah blah. And those two girls, they were sitting, by the ring when he came on set, and he made a comment about like, "Oh, what are you guys shooting? A porno?" or something like that. And I was like, "Whoa. Whoa, now you a freak too. Now you a freak too. I'm not the only weirdo." It's 50, bro. Yeah, but the people called him 50. They'd say 50 or Curtis. I'm answering a question. You asked what they called him. No one called him Mr. Jackson. But anyway, and then my other interaction, the guy that plays Ken, Noah something, Cinta, I don't know how you say his last name. Mr. Curtis Cent. He gave me a heart. He's so and I don't think he'll make the cut. I don't think he was quite in shot. I think the camera panned away from him already. But in one of the scenes, he's like, after he like hits someone, and I'm like, "I love you, Ken, I love you." He turned around, and he did that back to me. He was like, "I love you too." And he mouthed, "I love you too," and I was like, "Yeah, Ken, fucking marry me, Ken." Yeah. Eric Andre is also in the movie. He was saying some wild stuff. I don't think I don't want to like say too much and jeopardize myself. He was saying some wild things. They're letting him like improvise all his lines, man. He would just be out here saying shit. Eric is a real freak. Yeah, he made kind of a bad comment he made a not sex joke, if you know what I'm saying. One of the guys who was saying how he wants it rough and he wants him to blank him. And I was like, oh. Oh. Okay. We don't do that we don't do that in Australia, okay? We don't, that humor's different. That's a little bit different. And one of his jokes did not land. One of his jokes did not land. We'd already been on set for like 10 hours or so. And then they brought him out a bit early. You know how I was saying, like, they have stand-ins for the actors so that the actors don't have to stand there and waste their time, even though they're getting paid the most out of everyone. It's so funny. The more you get paid, the less you're on set. Anyway, so, you know, they have stand-ins to mark where the actors are going to stand so they don't have to wait around. They brought him out a bit too early, and so he was waiting there for a bit, and he made a comment like, oh god, how long does filming take, guys? I thought we'd be done filming by now, or something like that. But he meant it like in his joke way, you know, his dry humor, like the dry voice he does, like dry delivery. But production had already been doing this for like 12 hours, and they were like not impressed. They were like, sorry, Eric, we just need to fix this thing and we'll be right with you, or something like that. They were not impressed by the joke. They were like, shut the fuck up. We've been working. We're trying to move cameras around. Can you shut up? Like, we're doing things. And then he also made, I don't know if, like, it was just, I don't know if it was like he didn't want to talk to the extras and it was an ego thing, or just another joke that didn't like really go well due to the environment, like the execution of it. But your twin sister married a B-list Aussie actor. Oh, can you like put me in touch with them so I can climb the ladder a little bit? Oh, why not? Why didn't you end up going? Oh, anxiety? But yeah, so they have a VFX trailer. They scanned all of us individually so that they could place us in the crowd and stuff and CGI us, right? So not only are we in the crowd, but they also like fucking, we had to do that and stand in front of a million cameras, and they, you know, put us in the system, put us in the fucking microwave, bro. The Matrix. Hi, Porkchop. Yeah, so that they can like fill more stands when they CGI, like to make the arena bigger or whatever. They're gonna copy and paste us individually around the stands and shit or whatever. So anyway, like a few of us, they take like about 10 at a time or so. And so while I was waiting in the queue for the VFX scan thing, again, like we're told, like, you know, don't, and most people, like in Australia, we don't really, we're not like the paparazzi here. We don't react the same way Americans do when they see famous people, you know? We're pretty chill about it. We don't like rush them. Like we'll say, we'll wave or whatever, you know, like it'd be a little starstruck, but no one like goes up to you and like swarms you, right? So, again, hi Selcook. Again, like we're waiting in this line and we don't interact with cast unless they interact with us. And so there's like about 10 of us waiting around the trailer when one of the ADs gets a message over the radio and goes, okay guys, we're just gonna pause for a moment because one of the cast is coming through to do their scan. So just like part ways, like make a little part so they can come through, right? Like let them go by. And we're like, alright, cool. We all like part like a little aisle for the person to come down. Turns out it's Eric. And so we all just stand there. No one says anything, you know, because why would we? We're all just chilling, doing our job. We're gonna see him for the next few weeks, you know. So he starts walking, but he sees us from a distance. I see him realize that there's people around the trailer, like, because he's with his like PA who's like holding his umbrella for him, and he like kind of looks over and then looks back, and then I don't know what he says, whatever. But then when he approaches us, he starts walking with his phone out in front of him, and he's looking like doesn't want to make eye contact, and he's going. And so, but because you're holding your phone out front, of course everyone leans in to be like, what's on the phone? Like, what are you doing? Like, we would have all just stood back and let him walk through, you know, without any issues. But when you lean in and read the phone and like size like 10 font on his notes app, it said something about, I couldn't even read it because it was like 3 sentences, but he's walking too fast. But it said something about like, lost my voice, don't talk to me, saving it for the next scene or something. And I was like, well, that's stupid. No one was gonna talk to you. For one, none of us were already gonna talk to you. You're just walking by to get to the trailer. 2, that's a fucking lie. You were just screaming your head off 2 minutes ago in the last scene and talking shit with the director or whatever. Like, so is this another joke, but it didn't really land because of the circumstance? And like, we can't even read the whole note because you're walking by. Like, we missed the rest of it, whatever the punchline was. And I don't know, it was just a bit of a weird interaction because I was like, if you don't want us to talk to you, like, don't stick your phone out because then we're all leaning in as you walk by instead of, you know, giving you space. And I don't know, it was just a bit weird. I was like, what's the joke here? What's the fucking joke? Dumpling! Soup dunkling? Dunkling? Xiaolongbao. Movie set seemed like it. No, but it's pretty cool. I still like being in the movie environment. This is just like, I hate fucking actual life, man. Every time I do it, I'm like, why did I say yes? But like, I do love being on movie sets, you know. I want to be the actor. I got to see stunt work for the first time, up close and personal. Because of all this fighting. Got to see them harnessing him up, and I watched how they were rigging things and all this stuff. Pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. But yes, that's where I've been. Also, I also have a radio show now, guys. That's also where I've been. I host a radio show now on community radio. I don't know if any of y'all remember, but like 3 months ago, I was like messaging a bunch of radio places and asking if they needed any presenters, and I want to do some presenting gigs and stuff. One place finally got back to me like 2 weeks ago, and so I host community radio now. I host a breakfast show on Thursday mornings and a Monday afternoon show, but I don't think I really want the Monday afternoon show. I was just filling in, but I think the guy wants me to keep doing it, but I don't want to keep doing it. It's an inconvenient time. But I can do Thursday breakfast because then I just go straight to TAFE afterwards. Hi, Lindley! And I don't think I'm going to give you the name of the radio station at this point because I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, if I'm gonna use my real name or not. It gets untimed out anyway. Hello, Christoph, how are you? Welcome in. So yeah, I've been hosting radio shows, I've been working on Street Fighter, and of course there's tape work I've been doing, so I've been busy gal. Busy gal. No! Radio voice is embarrassing. I start on the 1st of September. Okay, so I'll give you the little I did a little like, yo with Ali, soundtracking your first day of spring or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It was like something like that. You're listening to blah blah blah, and you're with Ali, soundtracking your first day of spring. Turn it up, cause this one is whatever the fuck song it was, you know. I don't know. Good morning, Vietnam. Oh, Studio Max is so good. I want to steal one. I want one. Anyway. So tomorrow morning's call time is at 6:30 a.m. Which might only get me for an hour today. Because I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. Biddy is a W. Yeah. I'm trying to befriend all the 80s. So that if they need any small roles, like a fucking towel girl or something, to give one of the fighters a towel. I get it. Best believe I'm gonna try and I'm hanging around the foreground as much as I can and get my face in this movie. I think it's gonna be like a comedic type and like comic book style movie, if that makes sense, a video game style movie. Like it's gonna have the way they've been shooting some shots. I think it's gonna have like a lot of VFX, like overlays and stuff, like in slow-mos, like in video games, like title cards and stuff like that. And the lines are kind of comedic. Okay, Krista. I gotta find who the producers of this movie are and hang around them. I gotta find them on set. And just try and hang out near them so they notice me, you know? But they're pretty strict about keeping the background away from the important people. They literally treat us like pets. I hate extra work, man. Like, I love my craft, but I hate being treated as an extra, bro. They do treat you like pets. They were talking about how, like, I don't know how I couldn't see the irony in what he was talking about. But, like, our lunch break got fucked up on the first day because the director wanted us back after, like, 5 minutes after sending us out on break, which is, like, illegal because of the union stuff. They're legally required to give us a 30-minute break. That's, like, an uninterrupted 30 minutes after, like, 7 hours of work, blah, blah, blah. We're entitled to an actual rest. But they called us in after, like, 5 minutes because they needed us and whatever, blah, blah. And then they were trying to make it up to us by, like, giving us snacks while we were hanging around on set between takes and things. Anyway, but then, like, some people obviously, like, leaving a bit of rubbish around because there's, like, 140 people. So then they were like, guys, if you don't respect, like, the way we're doing things, like, you know, if you don't pick up your rubbish and whatever, then we're not going to be able to feed you and water you. Like, let us help us help you. Like, I'm doing my best to feed you and water you and and keep you fed and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my god, are we fucking pets? And then and then one day they were making us walk up and down stairs so much because they need us in the foreground, then they need us in the background, then they need us back in the foreground. I was like, bro, we're literally pets. They're walking us up and down. They're talking about feeding and watering us. Like, dude, literally being treated like pet. Yeah, like livestock. Did they leave some chew toys available? No. Subhuman. And we're not allowed our phones, obviously, because they can't trust 140 people to not, like, take pictures and stuff of the actors and the set and blah, blah, blah. So we're not allowed to have our phones on us, even though we spend, like, fucking 15 minutes minimum between takes for them to readjust cameras and stuff, and we're just literally standing there because there's no, like, chairs or anything. We're on set. So we have to be standing this whole time just waiting, and people like squatting, you know, to try and like rest their legs and things like that. And we're not allowed our phones during that time, so there's like no stimulation, and it's not like our scenes are changing because we're just doing this for 13 hours straight cheering. We're not even like changing up what we're doing, so there's no stimulation. And then if you try to talk to the person next to you, if everyone does that, there's 140 people talking and it gets really loud, and then they all start yelling at us to be quiet on set because the director's talking to whoever. And it's like, bro, we can't talk, we can't read a book or scroll on our phones or on set. You know, like, they're not even letting us go outside a set to chill between these takes. Like, literally a pet, just being like a pet, told where to go, sit, stand, eat, drink. You know, no stimulation for us, not allowed to talk. Let me go. But the ironic part is that we get more break between takes when they're changing camera angles than when we're actually having our lunch breaks. Like, I swear, we haven't had a full 30 minutes the whole time we've been there. The max we've had is 15 minutes before they've called us in and been like, actually, guys, we need you back. Like, hurry up, like, wolf down your food. We gotta go back in. I'm like, this is stupid. You should, during those in-between takes, you should let us go sit outside and we can eat then. And we have more downtime between breaks and on our takes than on our actual breaks. So silly. Take a yo-yo. I cannot. Some people can hide some stuff in their pockets. One girl had a small book she could fit in her back pocket. But they've put me in a midriff and shorts. I'm wearing a midriff and shorts. That's my costume. So there's nowhere for me to like put anything. I can't. There's no pockets to hide anything between takes. Like when we're actually filming. And I'm cold all the time. Nice, Nick. Street Fighter sounds like they'll wait till JT streams it later this year. What? If real prisoners can figure it out, you can too. And it's so cold on the actual set because obviously there's so many like big lights and etc. They have to keep the air conditioning on to keep the lighting cool. And, you know, everything, all the equipment cool. So I'm like shivering. They bring out blankets in between the takes and like dressing gowns for the people that are naked and afraid. Yeah. Who is he? Tell me about this human, Kristoff. And Hulot. Also, hi Pampers. I haven't been in class this whole week because I've been acting. But I told them beforehand and they're fine with it. That's going fine. I'm not behind on any work. Wait! What? Do you work in the industry, Kristoff? Oh my god, help me out, homie. I was talking too long and now my dumplings are cold. I got 3 left. Let me wolf them down. I don't have time to steam them again. I gotta go to bed in like 10 minutes. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. Hmm. I was looking at charities to offer like presenting services to, you know, when they make like documentaries or like advertisements for the charities. So I couldn't find any that like look like they need like a presenter or a voiceover person, you know. You got any suggestions for me, Crystal? Oh no. Oh no, what? Oh no. They one person on production this week won $8,000. They have this like Friday raffle thing on the production team where you can buy a ticket. It's $5 per ticket, and then all that money goes into the prize pool for that week. And at the end of wrap that day, they draw the winning ticket, and whoever gets drawn wins the whole prize pool. And so it got up to like $5,000 something on Friday. So announcing it as they were going. But then Noah, the main guy who plays Ken Masters, offered to double the pot to spice it up. He was like, I'm gonna double the pot. Whatever you guys end on, I'll double it. So it ended at like 10,000 and something, thanks to him doubling it. And then they thought, oh, that's too much for one person, so we'll do a first place and a second place. So the first place got 8,000 something, and the second place got 3,000. So it must have been like 11,000 or something then. Yeah, because the first place got 8,000 something, and then the second place got 3,000 something dollars. Just from all the people that work on the set. Well, I don't know if I have the skills for the being in the production room. I could be like the presenter though. I could be like on screen stuff. Extras were not allowed to enter. So sad. I would have definitely bought a ticket if they let extras enter. But again, subhuman treatment. Everyone except extras could enter. All the actors, all the crew. Not the extras. Imagine if I won $10,000. That's like 10 weeks of rent. Interesting. Filthy extras. It really feels like that sometimes. Like, our break room was literally just like tents. Like gazebo, you know, like the plastic. What do you call them? Like, you know, like at sports carnivals, like the little plastic tents, the movable tents. That was our break room. It was just a bunch of those outside the studio. Everyone else gets to like sit in the like indoors for their break, and we got to sit in these tents outside, and it was torrential raining on Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday it flooded. And we had to stand in the rain. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Bye, Tulip. And we're all like sharing a Bunnings umbrella. Trying to stay dry. I want to be an actor. Even the stand-ins get to sit inside. Even the guys that are the stand-ins, they get to sit inside. Not the extras. How many days of filming left? I've got 2 this week and then 3 days in like 2 weeks, from, like on the 24th and 26th of September. And there's potentially more. That's just the ones that are confirmed for now for me. But they could call me back for other stuff. Of course I'm gonna say yes. Even though I hate even though I hate being the extra. But I love the craft. I love the industry. I like being there and being amongst it, seeing it, and I want to be on the stage. Anyway, I posted on a few forums yesterday about looking for new agents. Find me a better agent. I've been trying to talk to people on set and try and get some ideas. New agencies to move to. Hi, Chief. Nothing. We're going to bed in like 3 minutes. I just want to see you in a credited role. I mean, I've done credited roles in things not as big as this, like short films and stuff. And music video, but what the tea? Oh god, I just dished out of the tea. Basically, I'm on the new Street Fighter movie that they're filming as a background actor, but like I'm being treated like cattle. I have no rights. I'd like to see you in Power Rangers. Oh my god, I was almost... Okay, it's not the same as Power Rangers. But here we have like a children's group called like High Five. That like it's like a kids show thing. And I was almost in the new generation of High Five when I was 18. But then they wanted... You had to commit to being able to travel all around Australia for all this stuff and whatever. And I was like... I was at uni and I was like, no, I can't. Hello again, Pork Chop. I love High... Oh, you know High Five? Why do you know what High Five is, Solly? There were just five young adults that like... It's a kids show. And these 5 young adults host it and they like sing and dance and whatever and... stuff. Yeah, not quite the Wiggles. Yeah, so I auditioned for it when I was 18. And I could have been on the show, but they wanted me to commit to all this travel, and I was like first year of uni, and I was like, no. I cannot, I have assignments, I can't be away all the time. I should have said yes. Could be furthering my freaking career by now. I had to go to a speech therapist for a year as a kid, and you would say things with an accent because you watch so many Australian shows. That's so funny. I feel like that kind of makes sense because they say Australians, like the reason why we can do so many accents pretty easy, like Australian actors always, you know, pretty good with their accents, is because our tongues are the most relaxed or something. Like the positioning of our tongue, our resting state is like very flexible, like the most relaxed or something, which allows us to do a lot of sounds. Whereas like I think like the American one is like kind of like at the back of your throat, like your tongue like stays at the back all the time. So when you say the and you stick your tongue through your teeth, why do you do that? Why do you stick your tongue through your teeth? You don't need to stick your tongue out to speak. Hey, I'm Salty and I'm an American. I'm a Valley Girl American. And you're listening to whatever American radio stations there are. Call up now. Get your song requests in. Ay. Time for bed. Oh. I gotta get up at 4 a.m. solely for the Street Fighter movie. That ain't it, bud. That's the Valley Girl accent, is it not? What accent would you call that? That's like the Valley. That's like the. I'm the popular girl, and you're stupid. I'm pretty sure this is the Valley Girl. Is this not what that's called? Try Norwegian? Bro, I've never had a Norwegian speak English. I'll have to Google it. But it's bedtime. You got your 1 hour. When you shout out in the heaven Discord for your role. What? When shout you out in the heaven Discord. What? I'm a little drunk. That's okay. Well, it's good to see you have fun with your classes and work. Thanks, Double. I also auditioned today for a musical, so we'll see if I get a call back for that. For Snow White the musical. Of course, I apply for Snow White. Anything less than the lead, I would never. Tired of being an extra. Anyway. Goodbye, everybody. I missed you all. Sorry I haven't been here for 2 weeks, but your girl been trying to make her connections. You want to be the evil queen? That's the next role. If I said like, I'll consider the evil queen if I don't get, if they don't want me for Snow White. I hate musicals. Yeah, musicals are not my favorite, but I'm craving, like I need something. I need to feel like I'm making progress, you know what I mean? Alright, toodle everybody. See you Wednesday. We should be good for a stream. Alright, see you.